Hi everyone, I am Kritika. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am so excited to be back here almost after a month and interact with you all. It's been one hell of a ride. I have so many life updates to give you all. Starting with life update number one. So, I have graduated my master's in psychology and I'm now a psychologist. Yay! it I will talk in detail about my master's journey in another video, but for this video I will talk about the five most important things that I wish I knew before I had begun my master's journey. But before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about my life update number two, which is kind of somber. So I recently deactivated my YouTube account because of some privacy concerns, and when I reactivated it, all my subscribers were gone. Apparently, it's a thing, like it happens. So if you're planning to deactivate, this is a cis advice. Please see that your subscribers would be gone. But so the thing is that they come back. That is what YouTube has been saying, but I haven't got back my subscribers. So if you were a subscriber, please resubscribe because, well, welcome back to the community again. And consider it like I am starting again. And I will upload a lot more videos now that I'm out of college, fresh out of college, and with a lot more experience than I had. So brace yourself because this video is going to be very, very insightful and informative. And without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, so starting with number one, the most important lesson I believe that I've learned throughout my master's journey, and I wish I knew this before entering, is number one is do a hell lot of internships. Okay, and this is not just restricted to masters in psychology. If you're a bachelor student listening to this video, sorry, watching this video and listening to this video, please start enrolling yourself in a lot of internships. I understand that some private universities have a lot of attendance criteria, so go for maybe internships that you can do in the weekends, or maybe you can do part-time. But having internship experience is so important. So I did two internships throughout my 2 years, which I believe are very less because I see my peers and acquaintances doing like 6 7 internships. I'm not even kidding, like 6 7. And even though I did a lot of internships in my bachelor's, this particular master's kind internships was restricted to clinical experience. I've done a lot of clinical internships, but I believe that internships actually show you the nature and the reality of what's happening in psychology on the ground. So when you study, you kind of think that, oh, psychology is like this, oh, so cool. Everything is simplified. But when you're on ground, when you're observing cases, when you're interacting with the patients, you realize, oh my God, like this is so fascinating. Like, okay, this is how the symptoms are manifesting. Or a lot of people actually change their minds after having a clinical experience or a counseling experience or organizational experience, if that is what you're interested in. So pick your niche, pick what you're interested in, and just give it a try. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try new things in psychology. I believe that humans are everywhere, right? And our field is just not restrictive to clinical or counseling. It's a misconception. You can learn from everywhere, right? So this has been one of my biggest learnings, that really get hands-on experience through internships. Like enroll yourself in internships. And one thing I also want to mention is that when you're interning, you actually realize if this is what you want to pursue in the long term, right? A lot of my peers who wanted to do clinical psychology in the beginning, after they did their internships, realized that, okay, this is not what they're interested in. A lot of them shifted and pivoted to organizational roles. A lot of them pivoted entirely out of psychology, right? So the earlier you get the practical exposure, you understand, oh, if this is something I want to pursue long term or not. So internships also give you an idea of, do I see myself doing this in the long term, right? And I think I just want to mention a particular case that happened. So we had been studying about ADHD, ASD, and stuff like that. And when I got to witness it in real life, like it's actually like very difficult to kind of manage, neurodevelopmental disorders. And because my interest is pediatrics, so I did it in pediatric psychiatry, like under in that department. And I realized that it's we read like, okay, these are the symptoms and this is how it's to be managed, but in reality it's very different, it's very layered. It's not just black and white. You actually go and realize, oh, humans are not that simplified. So get get hands-on exposure on internships. And I'm like, please tell me your experience with internships also. I've heard like there's a lot of exploitation that happens in internships also, but that's for another video. Let's not get there. But I would love to hear your experience when it comes to internships, how you have learned. Comment down below I would love to. I love reading all your comments, even though I respond a little later, but I read them all. So please share your journey with internship. Okay, so I realized that my head was getting cut, so I moved further. Now moving on to number two. Second, I want to emphasize is do a lot of researches. Now, if your experience is in doing researches or not, I think you should at least do one research throughout either your bachelor's or master's to actually understand if this is something you want to work in, because research is very core to psychology, right? Anywhere you go, you'll realize that everything is based out of research, right? The first thing that we do is write review of literature. As a psychology student, you cannot miss a review of literature, right? So get like understand if this is like the kind of sphere you want to enter into. A lot of colleges do offer an option where you can do your dissertation in bachelor's or master's, right? Bachelor's may, I think it's still optional, like not a lot of colleges offer, but master's may, it's mandatory. So if you're in bachelor's, try pursuing a research under a professor. Go and approach, oh, this is something I want to do, and see if this is something you like. Okay, so, psychology, if you have heard, is basically like basic psychology and applied psychology. So, research forms a core component of the basic psychology. And like, if you understand it, research is something you like, you might, do both of them. You might practice both of them, or you might enter into the academia or pursue PhD or whatever. But I think having that initiative to conduct researches on your own is very, very integral to psychology, because the more, I think, with such a momentum that psychology has been gathering, conferences and researches coming up, it's just incredible to have one research at least under your name. And another thing I want to add is that when you're conducting a research, you actually realize that there is so much that you didn't know, right? As a reader specifically, I realize, oh my god, this is also I don't know. This is something I don't know, and lot of time, a lot of times you get to like interact with the people who have also published those researches, right? You can mail them a question. You can mail them, if you can have the read of an entire paper, or how did you come up to them. So it's a great way to network, and it's a great way to read a lot, I think, researches. Which brings me to my third point, which is read a lot. Right, I cannot emphasize this enough, like read a lot. Okay, whether you want to get into academia or not, reading is an integral part, because even while you're practicing, that everything has to be evidence based, right? You cannot just go out and talk to people and do whatever the hell you want. That is not psychology. It is a systematic and scientific study, right? It is an entire system that is based out of some body of literature. So read, like, read whatever you like. And of course, when I talk about reading in this video, I'm talking about reading psychological literature. It could be researchers, it could be books, it could be your favorite authors. Go to the library, pick whatever fascinates you. So I remember that almost every college library that I visited, the psychology section has divided like general psychology or cognitive psychology, or maybe author wise. And it's lovely. Just go to one section that fascinates you, pick a book and start reading about it, right? So read a lot. Like, I think the more you read about psychology, the more you understand. Okay, it just grows on you. Like, you realize, okay, this is also what I don't know. As they say, the more you know, then you know how little you know. So reading is very, very important. It also makes you a finer person. I think it maps your cognitive systems. There's a video that I've made on like how to start reading books. Please go check that out. But again, like, read a lot, especially like if you're someone who is not in the habit of reading books, start with something small, like maybe research, right? Because if you want to get into the academia, you have to read a lot of papers. You have to read, and even when you're studying for your exams, so to say, you have to quote, right? You have to quote a particular author, or you have to quote a particular researcher. So you have to know the names. You have to understand how, what the certain kind of methodology and the result. So without delving into the details, I'll just say ki, start reading. Even if you're afraid of reading, trust me, go watch that video. It might lessen that your fear of reading, but start small. And if you're an avid reader, good for you, man. Good for you. Now moving on to the fourth and the last point, which is network, right? And this is probably the most important takeaway from my masters, which is network. So networking in simpler terms is just interacting with people, talking to people in a professional way, right? Of course, if that professional bonding turns into friendship amazing, because I have had a few seniors that I networked with, and they're like very good friends. They're still like we're still in touch. So I'm not saying that you have to go out and become their best pals. Networking means that you're going out and showing yourself to the world ki, hey, this is something that I'm interested in, and let's just form a bond, let's just form a connection. And I don't mean networking in the terms of LinkedIn networking, although that's a part of it, but networking as in real networking about, hey, what are you doing? Or how did you do this? Like getting curious about the other person. I think if you start like that, if you start with curiosity in psychology, a lot of people are able to help you out, although not everyone. But start small. You can mail your favorite author or someone, how did you get here? Or what helped you? Or do you want any help? So networking is basically just letting the other person know that you exist. In my terms, like, I believe like networking is that it could be digital footprint, it could be physically meeting someone. The easiest way that you can network, if you feel like there is no one to network around with, is going to your seniors and talking to them. Simple. Like, one of my friends, he literally just used to talk to so many people from different departments and used to land internships. It was a skill, like, it is still a skill, and I was always in awe of how he did it. But like, one good takeaway was like he networked well, and this is something that I am also getting used to, and this is something that I want to tell you all so that you do not make this mistake, is network, right? So these are the four vital points that I believe you can start with. Although I think I will make another video diving deep into my master's journey and talking about my takeaways. Please comment if this is something that you're interested in, or you want me to talk about something else from my master's journey. But another side point, like, I want to say is that you, whatever, like, whoever is watching, I just want to give you a big hug and say that you're such a warm group of community, right? This is such a warm community because I met some of you all in real life, and I was just in awe of, like, the kind of good things that you had to say, and you all are so sweet. So I love inspiring you all, and I hope to make more videos. I hope that you take a lot from my experience so that you also don't make any mistakes. So just know that you're very, very important to me, and I hope to show up a lot more, and I hope to keep making videos. If you like this video, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. Please grow my channel. Let's work together to growing my channel. And I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye.